Well, good afternoon, folks, as usual, or good evening, or good morning, depending on whereabouts you are. Thank you very much for popping over once again, and I hope you're all having a brilliant day so far. And thank you for popping over just to check out this wee recipe, like I said. So this is going to be a chocolate tiffin, and doesn't it look absolutely wonderful? These are all the things you're going to need here, but as usual, everything will be listed in the show more box underneath this video. You know, there are a few ingredients in this, but it's well worth it. You can buy chocolate tiffin, you know, everywhere, but if you make it yourself, it's going to be nicer than anything you can buy in the shop. So here's what I used. First of all, I've got some dark chocolate, 170 grams, and I just used a combination of Bourneville and Lindt because it was on sale. It was on offer. I've also got some milk chocolate. This is just dairy milk, but again, use whatever chocolate you like. I've got some cocoa powder here, and the one that I used was the green and blacks just because I had to use it up. Then we've got some raisins, and this is going to give your tiffin a lovely chew, nice texture. And I'm also using some golden syrup, but if you can't find this, especially in the States, you can use something like light corn syrup, and I think that's quite easy to find. And I'm using the one in the squeezy bottle because it's easier to use. And you'll also need some sugar. I'm using caster sugar, but any sugar will do. And also some salted butter cut up into cubes, and then a wee selection of biscuits. You want something like digestives or butter biscuits, you know, a hard cookie, nothing with any sort of filling in it. So these were the ones that I used. And the last thing is some chocolates. Now I'm using some leftover chocolates from Christmas, but these chocolates are completely optional and you don't have to add these at all, but I just threw them in anyway. So go over to your cooker and grab yourself a pan. You're also going to need a square baking tray or any kind of baking tray you want to use. Just make sure it's lined because it's going to make your tiffin really easy to get out. Pop your butter into the pan on a medium heat because you don't want it to burn. To that, stir in your sugar until it's dissolved, and then you can add in your golden syrup and just give that a good stir together just until it's well combined. And then you can add in your cocoa powder, and again just give it a good stir until it's nicely combined and it's nice and smooth. And to that we're going to add the biscuits. Just give them a good chop down with your spoon so that they're a wee bit more broken up than this. And then pop in your raisins. Like I said, the raisins will give it a lovely texture. And then the chocolates if you're deciding to use the chocolates. But like I said, it's really not necessary until you get something that looks like this. Now we're ready to add this to the tin. So just add this to your tin and just make sure it's well, you know, pressed down into all those corners. Give it a really good firm press down, just like this. And it should be looking something like this. Now we're going to melt our chocolate for the top. So into a microwave-proof bowl, pop your dark chocolate and your milk chocolate. And you just want to pop this into the microwave on 20 or 30-second blasts until it's nice and smooth and melted, just like this. And all we've got to do now is pop that onto the top. There's a lot of popping going on, isn't there? Whack that onto the top of your mixture. Make sure it's nice and smooth. Just give your tin a wee bit of a tilt just to get into the corners, and that should do you. Just make sure your base is fully covered. Give it a wee bang just to release any air bubbles that might be in there or probably will be in there. And you want to refrigerate this for a couple of hours just until it's completely set. And as you can see with the change in the light, this is now 3 hours later and it's completely set. It's probably been set for about an hour, but I was busy doing something. So yeah, this is about 3 hours later and it's absolutely ideal. And this paper comes off so easily as well. You know, it doesn't stick or anything, which is wonderful. All you have to do now is slice this up into whatever size squares you like, but I would give this about half an hour out of the fridge because it's going to be rock hard and you will need a sharp knife. So I want mine in quite big squares, you know, it is very, very rich. So you don't want them too big, but you don't want them too small either, you know. It is a bit of a treat, so have a treat if you're going to have a treat, you know. It's absolutely delicious. And for storage, I just use these wee sort of confectionery bags. and then I pop it into an airproof container or an airtight container just like this. But this will not last long in our house at all, and I'm going to give a couple of bags of this to somebody else. So I've actually kept one of the logs as a log, and they could cut it up themselves, and that's it. Dead easy, that, and absolutely beautiful. Just before I move on, I wanted to say, as usual, a massive thank you to the supporters of the Wheat channel over on my Patreon page, and also to the new channel members here on YouTube as well. So thank you very much, guys. As you know, it does mean ever so much. So thanks once again. And thank you to you all for coming over again just to check out what I'm making this week. And do let me know if you end up making it for yourself. Highly recommend that one. You know, if you do like something really sweet and rich, just for a wee treat for yourself. It's so easy, and a great way of using up, you know, leftover chocolates you might have from Christmas or New Year, and also the biscuits as well. Not that we've got usually many chocolates left over, but if you do, it's a great way of using them up. And I'll be back tomorrow with my wee shopping haul, or it might be the next day actually. Yeah, probably the next day, with my wee shopping haul from Sainsbury's. It's another click and collect order, so do join me for that if you do find them interesting, as a lot of you do these days, which still blows my mind, but I'm very grateful for those who do enjoy them. So until I see you again, or whenever you choose to join me again, mind to have a wonderful rest of your day or rest of your week, and I'll catch you off soon back here on What's for Tea. So take care and bye for now. Bye now.